Hello, my friends. This is the video that I made on NIO on December the 5th of this year, when the price of this asset was, as you can see right here, at $4.6 mark. And my main assumption at this very point was that we still have a chance to hit about $5.4 mark as the first price target, with tiny risks of about 3 to 4%. And the risk to reward ratio was, as you can see right here, about 7 to 1, and it was a quite impressive risk to reward ratio. On top of that, guys, on the video before my previous video, on November 29th of this year, I made the same setup, I made the same statement that we have to hit this target, and we had a perfect bounce out of the range of support that I marked previously. And we were, as you can see right here, at $4.44 mark, and we still had the same setup for about 22% of potential profit. And guys, take a look right here. We were at this point, let me show you in details. We were at this point on the second video, and we were at this point on the first video, and definitely we didn't hit $5.4. We hit only $5.36, but this movement was quite impressive. And to be honest, guys, I caught this top almost to the tick, and we had about 19.8% or pretty much 20% of potential profit from the entry point. And guys, for those of you who entered the position right here, you are still up by 8 or almost 9%. And who entered your position right here, you are still up by 5.48%. And this is another evidence of the power of technical analysis. And if you want to know more about technical analysis, if you want to enhance your trading skills, feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel and to join my Patreon account, where for the $35 a month you will be able to drastically enhance your trading skills. On top of that, for the first 100 subscribers I will do a giveaway. I will do a technical analysis based on your request on any asset that you might find. On top of that, guys, and it is the most lucrative offer, for now there is not so many people inside the Discord group. That is why almost 100% of my time will be dedicated to you, and it is pretty much one-on-one training for the value of $450 a month, but for the fraction of this cost, for just $35 a month. And I think it is quite fair deal.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
So guys, and let's take a look again at its price section. On a bigger scale, we still have the downtrend from its swing high that was established at the very beginning of October, on October the 2nd, and we are still forming lower highs and lower lows. And this movement to the upside, despite quite substantial volume, was pretty much eliminated by certain technical signs. And in a minute I will show you what I'm talking about, but for now let's take a look at its fundamentals. First of all, I want to pay attention to the consensus analyst price target, and according to TipRanks, consensus analyst price target for the next 12 months is set at roughly $6 mark, which implies about 25.5% of upside potential. But guys, if you take a look right here, we have 6 analysts who suggest to buy, 4 analysts who suggest to hold, and 2 analysts who suggest to sell. And if you take a look at market beat analysis, you can see that even basically worse ratio, we have 2 analysts who suggest to sell, 7 analysts who suggest to hold, and 3 analysts who suggest to buy. This means they are pretty much in undecisive phase, because we don't have clear trend for analysts to suggest certain price target. On top of that, guys, I want to pay attention to the most recent news. And first of all, I want to pay attention to this article that was published just several hours ago, and it's titled China NEV sales at 1.51 million in November, third consecutive record month, CIAM data show. And here you can see that China monthly NEV sales included exports are following. We have a consistent growth from the beginning of the year, and this is a quite substantial improvement in these sales. But at the same time, guys, let me show you. Wait a second, I want to pay attention to China EV insurance registrations for week ending December the 8th. And NIO registered just 3.7 thousand vehicles. And if you take a look on the trend, NIO brand weekly insurance registrations in China, you can see that we are in downtrend. We cannot see higher highs and higher lows since week 39, and we are still in this downtrend even from these tops. We can see that the movement is pointing to the downside. And this means, guys, despite the growing market in general, the growing sales for the entire market, NIO is losing its market share, and definitely it is not the best sign. On top of that, guys, take a look on the list of institutional investors, and I have to admit that if you take a look on the delta shares percentage, you can see that the majority of companies are trying to reduce their position in NIO, and it is quite expectable because in general, guys, the trend is also pointing to the downside. For some people, it might be a quite decent opportunity to accumulate the position for the long term, but according to the most recent updates, I cannot say that fundamentals might support NIO's movement, NIO price movement to the upside. On top of that, guys, let me show you why this price action happened, why this spike happened on Monday's session. This is the reason. We are on Barron's, and let me quote you this article that was published on December the 9th. Chinese stocks jump on stimulus hopes. Investors should be worried. And let me quote you this. China's Politburo, the Communist Party's top decision-making body, used stronger than anticipated language about the country's economy and potential efforts to boost growth. In a statement released ahead of the annual Central Economic Work Conference, it vowed to stabilize domestic demand and talked about looser monetary tools and more active measures. The overnight statement builds on a shift in officials' tone since September that illustrates an urgency about the sputtering economy, growing deflationary pressures, and increased concern about flagging consumer confidence and domestic demand. But the actual measures Beijing has rolled out haven't done much to turn around the economy. Investors haven't been impressed, so gains in stock have quickly faded away. There could be a repeat this week. So, this means, guys, this movement to the downside was also anticipated because fundamentally for Chinese companies, from their own perspective, fundamentally we don't have any changes. That is why the external factors might affect the share price only for the short period of time. And it happened with NIO. So, and let's continue with the technical analysis, but before we dive deep right here, please subscribe to my channel, hit notification bell, and hit the like button. This helps me a lot. So guys, if it is the bottom of about $4.3 mark, and I identified this bottom by connecting these several bottoms back in June and July of this year, and as you can see, we retested this range for several times. And it worked perfectly well at this very point. From this bottom, potentially, we might have something like this. This is the first wave, second, third, fourth, and fifth. And I have to admit that this price action is not an impulsive because we don't have the major movement in the third wave, and potentially it might be even 1-2-1-2 setup, and this is the first third wave. Again, this is not the best third wave because we have a retracement to quite low levels. And that is why, guys, I think this might be the case, and if it is the case, we have to pull the Fib retracement tool from the bottom to the top. And guys, take a look right here. We broke 0.5 level. And it is not the best sign because it is a 50% retracement for this entire movement. This means in some cases we can conclude that the bullish momentum is not on the market anymore for this asset. That is why, guys, the last border that shouldn't be broken is a golden pocket range. It is the range in between $4.69 and $4.72. And if it hits this range, we have to see the bounce to the upside. And guys, what should you do if you are still in the position from my previous calls, from this bottom or from this one? Guys, just put your stop loss on a green territory and you will be in profit no matter what price action will happen for NIO. That is why, guys, for now I don't see the proper subdivision in this retracement. On top of that, guys, the volume that supported this movement to the downside is not so high, and despite this fact the movement is quite substantial. This means I think we might see a tiny bounce to the upside on today's session, and then we might have another leg to the downside. And when and if it breaks this range of about $4.58, we invalidate the bullish count, and we will have pretty much the same count as we had right here. By the way, guys, at this very point I also caught this movement, and we hit exactly the range that I marked in one of my previous videos. That is why, guys, if you want to know more about technical analysis, subscribe to my channel and join my Patreon. And by the way, guys, you can prove any of my analysis by watching my previous video. Each and every video on NIO, on Alibaba, or on any other stock or asset, you can find right here, NIO Stock previous video. And the next video has the same link, not the same, but at the same part of the description it has the link to its previous video, and you can prove my words and my forecast by watching these previous videos and make your conclusion how successful my predictions are. So, I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel with notification bell, and see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born around